Sliderocket is a web-based multimedia presentation system. The way to get to Sliderocket is simply go to sliderocket.com and you'll wind up being asked to log in. And once you log in, what you'll find is you are going to wind up on your presentation library page. You can see I have several practice presentations that I have here listed out. I could open one of these if I wanted to and keep editing, but for this workshop I'm going to click on New Presentation and we'll play with some of the features of Sliderocket on this new presentation. You can see I'm asked to give the presentation a title. We'll stay as creative as My Presentation 5, and we can pick a background. How about graph paper? Don't know why, just sort of spoke to me this morning. And then what will happen is my presentation will pop into the library, and there's nothing there because I haven't started it yet. And what I can do is simply the presentation opens in the edit window, and we'll go through some of the features of the edit window. You can see that this is very similar to most multimedia presentation apps that you've used. Simply double click to add a title, and we can double click to enter a subtitle. Oh, I spelled that wrong. And we can add new slides if we'd like to. The new slide is here. You can insert a slide from a library. What this allows you to do is create a slide that you might use in several different presentations, keep it in your library, then put it into different presentations as you add the slide. But we'll simply do a new slide right here. And you can see that we have a little bit different of a layout. The title's on the top with the text on the bottom. And you can see the same format is set up. Double click, and we're ready to go. But let's play with some other features here. If I wanted to add text that's beyond these pre-programmed text, I can simply click, and notice that when I click in the box, I have a text box, and I can enter whatever text I would like to do. I can play with the orientation of it a little bit. If I want to play with the font itself, I can look on my side menu here, and in text I can see I can resize to fit frame. I can change things around. I can arrange the orientation of the text. I can do the alignment situation here. I can change the color of the text if I'd like to through the fill, the stroke of the text. I can change the type of font, the size of the font. So all your formatting is over here on the side. I could also, if I'd like to, add a picture. So I'm going to insert a picture here. Inserting a picture brings me to my media library. So if I've already uploaded some pictures into the library, it's asking me if I want to use these. I could use one that I've already uploaded, or I could click Import Media and upload something from my computer. When I do upload it from the computer, what will happen is it will wind up in this library to be used later on sometime. So I think I'm not going to upload today. We're just going to use something that's already here. Let's use the Five Islands main picture, and we're just going to add the media. And there we have it. We can size it any way we'd like to. Move it around. Again, you've got the orientation that you can play with to make it pretty interesting for your viewer. And again, we have the formatting that we can do over on the side. I could also, if I want to, add a video. Clicking on the video window goes back to my media library, but this time it's my video media library. You see I've got a couple of videos here. I could import media, import the video from my computer, or grab one that I already have here. So let's do this. We'll just add this media to my slide. It's going to be an awful crowded slide, but you get the idea. Here's the video that I just added. I can resize it if I'd like to, put it where I want to, do the orientation thing. This slide's not going to make any sense at all to anybody, but it's a great demonstration. And there we have it. You can see over here on the menu, I can have it autoplay, which means it plays instantly when the slide comes on, or I can play pause when clicked. I think we'll do it this way, play pause when clicked. I could loop it if I'd like to, play it full screen if I'd like to. You can do the different formatting here as you see fit. I'm going to add a new slide because this is getting a little bit crowded. We'll just do a new slide. You can play with shapes as well if you wanted to just get some kind of a box or any kind of a circle shape, anything that would help you highlight something that you're working on. You can do that here. There's charting, and tables that could be added in. The plugins are kind of bells and whistles that, well, if you wanted it to snow, you could simply click on the snow and it's going to snow on your slide. There we go. Let's look at some of the tool options that you have. I've gotten rid of our snow falling, and I've added a couple of boxes with text in them. I'm going to click on tools. Actually, let me click on this box right here. One of the nice features we have here is this hover tip. I have highlighted the box that I want to hover over, and the hover tip is going to be, let's see. Let's do a little stock market tip. Wish I had taken advantage of this advice years ago. And what will happen now is if I hover over this box, you can see that my tip will appear. This could be great for students putting spaces on a map or identifying parts of a presentation that they want to do. I could also, if I'd like to, add a URL, a hyperlink. So I'll just go under Tools, go to Hyperlink, and I can go to a different slide. I can go to a URL if I'd like to. Let's just go to google.com. And if I were to click on this during the slide presentation, off we would go to the Google search engine. You can see that I have many different shapes that I could have added. Sharing. Once my slideshow is complete, I'm going to simply go ahead and save a version of it. Now there is an autosave feature that goes on as you're working. I'm just going to save this version to make sure I have a copy for me. And if I want to share this with other people, obviously I could just bring them to my computer and show them, or I could publish the site. Once the site is published, I could then use the URL to the site, put it onto an email or a web page and link right to it. And here's my sharing page coming in right here. Let's look at a couple of the options. Coming in here, I could make the presentation public, or I could make it private, and only people who I invite could see it. Public means anybody can use this. The public link, if I click right here, what I will get is a web link here that I could use on my, like I said, on my website. If I click on Customize the link, what will happen is this last part of the URL becomes editable, and I can write in actually English words to make it a little easier to tell people where to go to find my work. And there we have a more reasonable URL to look at. You can also embed the website in a web page so that the presentation itself becomes embedded on your page. To do that, simply go to the Get the Embed code, copy the code that's given to you. I'll do a little demonstration with that here. I did Command C on my keyboard, and I have a site set up here ready to go. I'm in a Google site, and I'm just going to hit the Edit button here. When the Edit button is hit, you can see this button here for HTML. Don't get scared by this. Simply click HTML and paste what you copied in, update it, and your Sliderocket will appear right on your web page when you hit the Save button. And there it is right there loading in. Okay, we're not going to wait around for it, but believe me. I could also download my Sliderocket to the computer. It's a simple matter of downloading in one of the formats that you see here. I would recommend the PowerPoint format only because the thought would be that you could do it as a PowerPoint, upload it to Google Drive, and then make it a presentation in Google. And those are the ups and downs of using Sliderocket.